Assuming that you are human, you have most probably driven on a road at some point in your life. We're about to take you down some pretty scary roads that you can find in 2018. Potholes, falling rocks, and other threats plague these parts of the journey. Buckle up because it's gonna be a bumpy ride. Paso dello Stelvio. Paso dello Stelvio, or the Stelvio Pass, is undeniably beautiful. But from the perspective of someone who has to navigate a huge piece of metal on wheels down those windy roads safely, it looks more like someone went crazy with the silly string, or an angry lawnmower went rogue. No, we're not exaggerating. You can find this road in the Ortler Alps in Italy, 9,045 feet above sea level. It's actually got 48 hairpin bends, seriously narrow at some points, and it's got some steep inclines. It would probably be too steep to drive on if it just went straight down. But why build this road in the first place? Obviously, with such a complex system of turns, bends, and steep inclines, some have died. So no, it's not safe and it's best to just avoid driving on it. But it's still something to admire. It's usually open from around June to September, but it could be closed at any time if the snow has not been cleared. You wouldn't want snow added to this already risky drive. So if you want the scenery, you can go there if you want, but it's probably best not to try. Kabul to Jalalabad Highway. This road is a nightmare. In Afghanistan, there is a surreal highway that actually exists. It's got winding turns and death rates that would make a serial killer cringe, largely due to reckless driving. It's a long drive of 143 kilometers going along 600-meter cliffs. Yikes. When this highway was completed way back in 1969, the asphalt was a good standard, but it has long since deteriorated to a mere gravel road. The road is an important one, though. It makes possible the return of Afghan refugees, trade, reconstruction efforts, and humanitarian aid, so its reconstruction is being funded by the European Commission with its design from the Swedish International Development Cooperation Authority. So, there's hope for everybody then. The breathtaking scenery of this road hides the scary reality of reckless drivers and bad driving conditions. Sometimes during the snowfall, the highway can remain closed and vehicles can wait in the cold for hours. Not ideal for vacations. And obviously, in the wet and dark, this road is best to be left empty. But sadly, just like any other busy highway, this is not always possible. The drivers on this road can be likened to Formula One, with their driving techniques that lead to reckless decisions and, more often than not, death. If anyone said they wanted to drive this road for fun, they would have to be locked up because this is obviously not the safest place on Earth. The Siberian Road to Yakutsk. Known ominously as the Road of Bones, this road is possibly made worse because it is practically unavoidable considering it is the only way to get to Yakutsk. It is the official federal highway to Yakutsk and is about 1,235 kilometers in length. It's made useless with the area's rain as it turns into the sinking and mushy mess that is clay. But hey, if you get some really bad road rage because your car won't move, you can always just jump out into the clay and slosh around. That's relaxing, right? Probably. Since going through during the rainy season is out of the question, you will have to go during the winter. Spring's bad weather won't be any help to your travels. Because of a flowing river nearby, it has been dubbed as Lena. It can only be used in the winter because in the summer it practically turns into a desert. It's like magic. Maybe if you feel like a mud fight or a little bit of survival games, head on over to this stretch and let the party begin. Unless, of course, you actually wanted to get somewhere. Because you won't. This road could be a little inconvenient with all the icky clay and desertness. But just try to avoid this road because it won't be very pleasant. The North Youngest Road. We travel to Bolivia to learn about this menacing route. This infamous Road of Death, or Death Road, is 70 kilometers of asphalt and dirt. Not so glamorous. It starts in the city of La Paz with an altitude of over 4,500 meters and makes its way through the Amazon. No, not the store. All the way down to the town of Coroico, 3,000 plus meters down. The dangerous parts come in the form of bad weather, fog, rain, and dust, which sometimes can reduce visibility to just a few meters. Scary and seriously impractical for driving. So don't come here. If that weren't enough to deter you from guaranteed death, maybe some more factors will discourage you. Extreme drop-offs of about 600 meters, which would probably kill you. No guardrails to protect you after an unexpected swerve after something runs across the road, and uneven road surfaces which are just about 3 meters wide. That is some scary stuff. And if you don't think so, you're wrong. 200 to 300 deaths annually are what makes this road the disaster that it is. We're not saying it isn't beautiful, because it definitely is. Enjoy responsibly is all we can say, unless you just want to avoid it and stay home. Staying at home and watching videos like these are enough adventure, right? We think so. So stay safe this year and avoid all this unnecessary fear and anxiety. The Dalton Highway. This dangerous highway is all the way in Alaska. Where do we start? It's a rough industrial road and is mostly unpaved. Well, that's off to a good start. It was featured in the 2011 British series World's Most Dangerous Roads because it is considered to be one of the most dangerous roads in the world. Well, duh. It's a whole 667 kilometers with only 3 gas stations, no cell signal, and no population along the road. What? Let's hope that no one decides to do a 24-hour challenge on this road, although it's already a long drive. This road sounds like a few things could go wrong. Hours-long stretch on an isolated road with no cell signal and no people anywhere? Next thing you know, some psycho is dragging you off to their family for dinner, as in, you will be served on plates. No thank you, but we can imagine how peaceful this drive would be, anxiety aside. Imagine yourself cruising down this long road, your favorite songs playing, and an endless supply of snacks. Sounds like fun, doesn't it? But maybe not, considering you will certainly be in loads of trouble if you were to break down. That would really suck. So we would advise you to avoid this road at all costs on your travels this year. Or, do what you want, but you have been warned. Poxi Volcano Road. This particularly dangerous road belongs to Ecuador, and although Ecuador has a few bad roads, this one takes the cake. This 40-kilometer road leads to the Cotopaxi National Park entrance, and you have to cross a stream while being near one of the most active volcanoes ever, having around 50 eruptions since 1738. This sounds more like a quest for a brave knight, ready to rescue his damsel in distress. If you are a brave knight, be sure to pay extra attention to your surroundings, because things could get ugly fast. If the scary threat of a volcanic eruption doesn't unsettle you, how about the fact that there is a stream so close that it is prone to flash floods, some of which can be fatal? We definitely would not take our families here for a vacation. Potholes and flash floods riddle this road. These slippery slopes, death rates, and almost hidden potholes would make anybody shudder in fear, and nobody would even want to go there, even in their dreams. This road is probably the worst compared to all the other bad roads linked to the infamous Pan American Highway. This is a whole 40 kilometers of nightmarish driving conditions that would just suck to navigate through. So beware if you decide to traverse it. The A44 England. It seems that nowhere in the world is safe from bad roads. But it's not gravel roads or huge potholes that make this road as bad as it is. It's simply human error. That's right, this road is bad for humans because of humans. That is a weird sentence. But the reason that this road is so dangerous and negatively viewed is because of accidents like head-on collisions. This road sees multiple accidents almost on the daily, some proving fatal. This road is used by heavy goods vehicles and truckers, which lead to traffic snares and other things. The government has installed monitoring devices, but accidents still happen, rising in numbers. Accidents in certain sections are caused by drivers risking overtaking trucks at tight bends. Not a good idea. This road is mostly two-laned with truckers and people traveling to different towns choosing to use it. The causes for these unfortunate accidents are bad weather, reckless driving, and unnecessary speed. Wet days can bring heavy fog to some sections which cloud visibility and traffic snares due to the truckers that are irregular on this road. It causes irritation and impatience on the motorist's parts, which of course results in accidents. It's a recipe for disaster, best to be left alone. Efforts are being made to make this death road a safer place, and that is very fortunate. So, if you are in England this year, try not to experience the ride that is the A44. The Zojila Pass, India. We have made our way to India. Welcome. Did you know that India has the second largest population in the world? Yes. India is home to a lot of people, and the Zojila Pass. This pass is a route between Ladakh and Kashmir and is way above sea level by a few thousand feet. How many feet? 11,580 feet. This road is narrow and can be found all the way on the western part of the Himalayan mountain range as part of the route from Srinagar to Leh. This is a very dangerous road because of a few too many reasons. It is extremely narrow and has no guardrails, which can cause things to go wrong very fast. The Zojila Pass often experience vicious winds and heavy snowfall. With the heavy snowfall that can be between 15 and 24 meters deep, often results in this route being closed, which is a problem because this route keeps the people of Ladakh in touch with the world. This pass has had over 60 landslides. The police had to rescue 350 people in 2009 who were stranded because of the heavy snowfall. If the roads were closed, they will usually be reopened in spring, but there will still be violent gusts due to the conical shape of the valley. Fairy Meadows Road. This 16.2-kilometer road is located on a mountain in the Gilgit-Baltistan region of Pakistan. It is dangerous because it is unpaved and unmaintained. It has no guardrails to protect you, and it becomes so narrow at the end that you can't get very far with an average car. Another dangerous aspect of Fairy Meadows Road is a 6-mile stretch on a very bad and uneven road. This road was built by the local village people of the Nanga Parbat mountain hundreds of years ago and has not undergone any sort of repairs since. It is the width of a Jeep, so there is no room for mistakes or speed, as it could end fatally. Fairy Meadows is a starting point for those who want to climb the Nanga Parbat, but the last sections up to this starting point can only be traveled by foot or bicycle. June and July are the best months to visit because it is only open in the summer and closed during winter. If you don't have strong nerves or a serious love for mountains, don't bother coming here because you would definitely chicken out and waste the money you spent to get there. Avalanches, snowfalls, and ice patches plague this pass and add to its danger. The A537, Britain. This road, which is locally known as the Cat and Fiddle Road, or the Widowmaker because of its high death toll, is frequented by tourists, motorcyclists, and heavy goods vehicles. So, it is a popular road. But this road has severe bends, steep falls, and is edged with rock face for almost its entire length. So, we don't understand why it's so popular. It's got high death tolls and obstacle course-like features. Serious and fatal accidents have risen by 127% in only 3 years. Surprisingly, these crashes have occurred in dry weather in complete daylight. So, for your travels, don't come here because the death tolls are serious and scary. The majority of these accidents, as shown by police records, were male motorcyclists at the age of 35. Midlife is not the time to die. AA President Edmund King has said, the worst performing A537 road may be known locally as the Cat and Fiddle, but its reputation is more of a widowmaker. This report shows that road safety should be able to continue to improve during the current period of austerity. Dangerous stretches must be targeted, both with engineering and education-backed enforcement. Yikes. That does not sound like something we will be going to. We choose life. Well, we hope this list showed you where not to do a road trip this year. Hit that subscribe button down below and the little bell icon next to it if you love awesome content like this.